Hey YouTube, Jeff here again. Hey, I've got requests to show the housing and some detailed pictures of the insides. So I'm going to walk through what the final product looks like, how I did it, and some pictures of the guts, how I made it. Here you just see the finished product, and here's a side view. I've added the knob on the bottom and the toggle switch on the side. And I originally tried to put it in the center, but it wouldn't fit. I drilled a hole in the dog's face and it wouldn't fit, so I moved it out to the side. That knob will, as I've labeled it, change the waveform from square to triangle. You can see the toggle switch to get between my waveform. So what I did is I put the shape knob 4 centimeters directly below the intensity hole that's already there. You can see it here, it fit perfectly. And then for my toggle switch, I went right below that word intensity and went 1 centimeter up from the bottom of the case. Okay, so here's shots of the inside. Let's start with the leftmost wire pairs. That's where R11 is. You're going to pull R11 out and replace that with a 10K potentiometer, or an 8K is a little bit better, but 10K will do the job. Sort of in the center of the screen, there's a pair of wires and a circle, and that circle is where capacitor C5 is. Depending on the mod you're going to do, you're going to leave that alone or replace that C5. If you're going for the Joyo mod, you pull that capacitor, or sorry, the tremulator original specs, you pull the 2.2 microfarad out and replace it with a 4.7 microfarad. If you're not doing that mod, you don't have to change it. Just leave it alone. And then on the right-hand side below the IC, there's a pair of wires, and that's where there's a 220 picofarad cap. And if you're going for tremulator specs, you pull that out. Otherwise, you can leave it alone. Here's a view of the resistor. It's a different angle where you see the diodes. That resistor is originally 100K, and if you're going for tremulator specs, I put a 50K in parallel to get it down to 33. Here's just another view of both the resistor I added and the capacitor. Now, what I've done on mine is given two options. I put a toggle switch in, and when the toggle switch is up, capacitor 5 is in tremulator specs to 4.7 microfarads, and I've disconnected the 220 picofarad in this setting. So in this setting, I'm at tremulator specs. In the down position, I go to my Jeff wave, if you will, and I put the original C5 back in place, which is a 2.2 microfarad, which is that black cap I believe you can see here. And instead of Joyo's 220 picofarad, the yellow-orange looking guy is right around a 7 picofarad. So the switch either puts it in tremulator original specs or more in Joyo specs with a larger capacitor, that 7 picofarad capacitor. Then once again, here's just the overall design. You can see where the knob is directly below the intensity, and the toggle switch is on the side. And that should give you an idea of the workings. And once again, I always like telling people that the Lord Jesus loves them, that you're a sinner desperately in need of God's mercy, and He wants to give it to you. And I encourage you to look into the claims of the Lord Jesus. Thanks now. Take care.